Hi, all. Welcome to Recollections May Vary, a royal recap. I'm Kinsey Schofield here with Daily Dose of Donna's Donna Bowling. You are a former casting director, so I love to talk to you about Hollywood, but you've transitioned into this pop culture connoisseur with your show. I'm sorry if I come at you with a lot of Meghan Markle Hollywood questions, but you're my new expert. I hope you're okay with accepting this position.
I've taken it on like a badge of honor.
I had so much fun on your show. Thank you for having me. If my audience hasn't seen it, it's up on your channel. We discussed Blake Lively, who we might get into a little bit today through. Oh, I'll tell you why. Because I heard Billy Bush say something that made me laugh, your friend. Let's just
Oh,
let's just talk about it right now. So Billy Bush was talking about how Blake didn't really get a lot of love for her birthday. And then Taylor announces her engagement. And so Billy's like, so Blake gets on Instagram and starts sharing happy birthday messages to her. And they're all from hairdressers, they're all from makeup artists. Like, and he goes, if your friends are on the payroll. And I thought, oh my God, Meghan Markle, episode one, Daniel, the makeup artist, is back crying while cutting onions. And so that's what I remembered I wanted to bring up with you.
you know it's bad when you have 43 point whatever million followers and the only people that you have to share that have posted about you are people that you pay to keep alive. Like it's her jeweler, it's her makeup artist, it's her hair person, it's like some random hanger on. Where are your friends? What's
Right.
happening? And
Yeah.
your husband. Don't get me started on the
Oh my
husband.
gosh. Yes. You're like the sleuth when it comes to like watching the Ryan Reynolds drama unfold. And it's interesting to me how, well, I shouldn't say that because I see it with Harry and Meghan. The entertainment media in the States, they love the access that Blake and Ryan and Meghan and Harry will give them. So I feel like they tiptoe. And, if you and I grew up, I think we're around the same age. Do you remember like watching, I don't Inside Edition or Entertainment
Sure.
Tonight when they used to be like Charles and Diana? Things are looking, and it would just like gossip. But Entertainment Tonight went all in, and
Yeah.
you would be like looking at all of the, it would all just be gossip. Well, today your story that I saw you say the other day, you're like, I went through all of his posts. You're saying Ryan Reynolds all of a sudden maybe archived a few pictures of Blake Lively on his Instagram account. That should have been like the top story on Extra or Access Hollywood or Entertainment Tonight. And I feel like the mainstream entertainment outlets um pander to couples like Ryan and Blake and Harry and Meghan because they really want access to them. Am I just like to give it am I a conspiracy theorist?
Probably, but also probably correct. I mean, I think it's more than just access to them. I think that just their tentacles are so large in terms of like who is connected to them. Obviously, with Ryan, I don't know Harry and Meghan's representation as well, probably as you do. I know.
William Morrison Dever, who also loves
Oh,
Reynolds.
oh, I didn't know that. That's wild.
Yeah.
WME is so powerful. Ryan, I forget Blake, but Ryan has, which is Blake, just by proxy, but Ryan has his hands in so many places through Sony, through Disney, through Marvel, through all those different, through Maximum Effort, his companies, and, the soccer and this and that. WME, people are so scared to touch him. And actually, I went out to dinner recently with a person who's very high up in a very, very big streaming platform. And all I can say is they were told that they can't touch the story in a negative light for Ryan for that reason. They can't. They can't
Right.
touch it. And I'm sure there's a very similar story on the with Harry and Meghan.
Oh, that's so interesting because Netflix pumps stuff like that out. And the only streaming platform and Hulu pumps stuff like that out. The only streaming platforms I guess I've really seen are HBO and Hulu. But other
Well,
than
see, they pump things out. If you notice, all of these places pump things out, but they never pump things out that are like really damning
yeah,
against them. That's what I'm saying. They'll release it because they know that the audience wants to watch it. But
Right.
if you've ever seen a documentary about the It Ends With Us drama,
Mhm.
it's never telling the full story. Like
Yeah.
it's always leaving out some really big parts that would maybe implicate Ryan and Blake in a negative light. Every time we
Mm.
watch it, we're like, you left out a lot. Like
Oh,
the text messages.
yeah, I have to watch it now with those glasses on. Hey guys, I want to take a minute to tell you about a brand I really love, Peak. They're reimagining wellness with science-backed tea crystals and superfood blends made with the cleanest ingredients. Everything they create is designed to make daily rituals simple and effective, whether for gut health, radiant skin, steady energy, or just feeling your best. For me, hydration was always tricky. I drank plenty of water, tried different electrolytes, and even used the right skincare, but still had dry skin, brain fog, and worse, trouble sleeping. That changed with Peak's deep hydration protocol. In the morning, I take BT Fountain, the beauty electrolyte. It gives me hydration, like instant hydration, smooth skin, and gives steady energy as well. At night, I wind down with RE Fountain, the calming electrolyte, which has a form of magnesium that melts tension and helps me sleep deeply without the grogginess. You know, I work the worst hours some weeks. So I need that deep, deep sleep. And then I wake up the next morning ready to go. What I love most is how clean it is. No sugar, fillers, or artificial flavors, just ingredients like lemon juice and beetroot. Within a week, my skin looked more hydrated, my focus was sharper, and I felt better. If you want to give it a try, I've got a special link in the show notes just for you. 20% off for life, plus a free gift with my link, peaklife.com/Kinsey. That's PIQUE life.com/Kinsey. So some of the stories I pulled for us today, you and I were in the City of Angels. We see a lot of celebrities post pictures of their kids on Instagram, and they cover their kids with emojis all the time. I feel like I've seen Sarah Michelle Gellar do it, who I love. I know that Orlando Bloom has done it in the past. They wanted to cover Daisy Bloom's face, and I know he has a son as well. But Meghan Markle's getting some criticism from the Daily Beast. With every terrible project, a little more of Archie and Lilibet slips into view. And the
Yeah.
Daily Beast says that because we were getting these new Netflix numbers today, which well, the Daily Beast claims they did, and Meghan could not reach the top 10. She's in like mid 30s when, you know, her show was released last week and she couldn't reach the top 10. So the Daily Beast says that Meghan released these intimate photos of her children on the set, all covered up with emojis, to try to distract from the fact that season 2 was a flop. I don't have a problem with people putting emojis over their children's faces. I totally understand that. The world is so mean. But I agree with the Daily Beast that it's odd that Meghan only does it when she's trying to promote something. And the Daily Beast also points out that there's a real tug of war when it comes to Meghan and Harry demanding privacy and then giving us these, you know, it's like, well, what do you want? Do you want privacy? Because she could go away and she would completely have it. Or are you going to post these pictures of your children with an emoji on their faces and maybe inspire real weirdos to really want to see what they look like because of the mystery? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm looking at the post. This is the one that she posted on her feed, right? Where
Yeah.
it's kind of behind the scenes of the project.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have some friends that do the same thing that just don't, and they're not even very public. They just don't want their kids' faces on, or like, people on Bravo, right? Like just like reality stars that do this. I totally respect it. I don't do it myself because I, became a podcaster well into my parenthood. So my kids' faces were already out there. So like
Mm.
whatever at that point. But I respect it completely. But you're right. It's not necessary to put the back of their heads on there. It's not necessary to put the side of their heads. It's going to show that like you want to let people in, but you don't want to let them all in. And the whole thing is the privacy. But you can tell it started kind of with like the birthday posts. I feel like she's posted those birthday posts with the twerking in the hospital. It was around then. She did 3 or 4 birthday posts.
Yeah.
No one usually does more than one birthday post for their kid. She did
Right. It's
like
like, and,
40.
and and she didn't do that for Archie. She only did it for Lily. So you're
Isn't
if
that weird?
you're like, what the hell? All I get is one picture of the back of my head in Mexico.
Here's another thing, and I'm just going to say this. This is how crazy people are. Like, you may not show their face, but they have very distinguishable hair color. They are not just brunette or blonde. They have this strawberry blonde hair color. It's a red hair, kind of like a little gingery,
Mhm.
obviously. We know where they live. I don't want to, like, I'm not giving anyone any ideas, but people are sick, right?
Yeah.
People know where they live, they know the area that they live. Obviously, they have probably security, they have guards, they whatever. But the boy, what's his name? Archie.
Archie, yeah.
Archie is wearing a t-shirt
Uh,
where
yeah.
you can very easily see the soccer school that he goes to. And it's the same. Now, I live down in LA, they live up in Montecito area, but it's the same soccer school franchise my kids went to when they were young. You don't think that we could now figure out what time, where does that soccer school practice and which park? Oh
Right.
my God, be smart.
I know. That's what I'm saying. And the way that she posts just random parts of their faces, because sometimes they're off to the side. Also, like I always forget, and I need to make this my first point, but the children are seen throughout the Harry and Meghan docuseries, the commercially successful Harry and Meghan docuseries for Netflix. They are hidden or not included in everything else, but they are clearly visible during that original docuseries. And maybe the justification was that they were small, but with AI as fierce as it is today, and with just the way that they use the technology, if a child goes missing, how they'll have those posters that are like what that child could look like today. The technology exists that somebody could piece together what these kids look like. It's just I guess the Daily Beast is trying to say don't buy the hype. It's not that she's trying to be private. She's using the mystery to elevate her own brand, or potentially try to lure another payday from somebody by saying, "Yeah, give me the new Netflix gig, and you'll actually have access to the kids." And on the flip side of that, there's Prince Harry that we know is very private and doesn't want that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if they have conversations about it. I wonder if there's arguments about it. I wonder if Harry, doesn't even like the fact that the boy's face is even partially covered. Um, Again, this was all these pictures of the kids were all taken in one day. The kids are, I mean, at least the boy is wearing the same shirt in both the pictures of this feed. Again, the shirt is so distinguishable. You can Google the soccer school. I mean, I still can't get over that.
I
And by
know.
the way, if I was at soccer school, I would be like, oh, we just hit like the
Free
lottery.
press. Yeah,
I
exactly. We didn't
mean,
even
it's
have to
like
pay for that sponsored post.
I am sure they feel like, what did we do to deserve this amazingness? But
Yeah.
yeah, I just the kid thing is so interesting to me. And whose choice is it? And when do you draw the line? And where do you draw the line? And it's like rip off the band-aid and just show them, or don't show them at all.
It's just figure it out. This piece by Tom Sykes says all of it underscores Meghan's widely contradictory approach to privacy. One of her major complaints to Oprah was that she and Harry were put under pressure to serve our children up on a silver platter to the media, yet now their images keep popping up oddly whenever there's a product to push or a narrative to reset. And I watched her show because it's my job, and I wouldn't say there were moments where it's supposed to be like family, but there aren't kids there. Like, there in the episode where she's planning a child's party with Mindy Kaling and there are no kids. I mean, it is just so weird. It's hard to get over, and you don't digest it as like a family or kids show, but she's really pushing the mommy kid thing right now. Again, and how does that relate to selling jam or rosé? I guess moms like rosé. I guess. I do. Do you get the connection, or am I missing something?
I think she's just trying to come off as wholesome, relatable, likable mommy. That's the crafts, right? It's all about the crafts that she's doing. It's a craft show. It's an arts and crafts show with a little bit of food thrown in.
Yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
my
I'm
God.
surprised there's not macaroni necklaces in every episode.
I mean, that's something that would be way more relatable than anything else.
Paper mache.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. Show us
I
that.
mean, they should just do like a, dot to dot or
Mhm.
like a coloring book.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would rather there just be an episode with her and one person just sitting and doing a coloring book over a glass of wine and talking.
That's
Like that
hilarious.
would be more interesting.
I would watch the hell out of that as long as it's not Jamie Kern Lima.
Hi. Um, I I I know that what I find very interesting is I got a lot of comments when I used a clip from when you did my show when we talked about the Chrissy Teigen train wreck, which got horrendous press, by the way. It wasn't just us talking about it and people talking about it. It was like actual press picked up on that train wreck of a show and mostly Chrissy's just ridiculousness with the birthday debacle. But people were saying that, but season like the people that were coming back were like, but season two is a whole different vibe than season one. Didn't they shoot this all at one
They
round?
did. They did, but I will tell you that I do believe that they tried to edit it a little bit different. I mean, I
In what way?
not 100, not 100%, because I did notice that Meghan never hesitates to compliment herself. Like she'd
Oh.
take a bite of her food and then go, "That's just so good," and it doesn't it smell yummy in here. So she constantly compliments herself, but they allowed her to lean more heavily on the experts versus being the expert. And I think that was editing. I don't think it
Oh.
was less about, I don't think she took any, personally took any notes and executed anything differently because they were shot back to back. I think an editor said, I think the first trailer that we saw for season one, it's like everyone complimenting her. And oh, this is like the most magical day. Mindy Kaling says that. Whereas on the second trailer, you see Meghan say to somebody, "I'm so glad you're here to teach me this." Like humble
Mm.
as a stretch, but they were trying to make her look more thankful and eager to be learning from other people. And
That's
I
an
just
interesting thought. Yeah, it's very interesting. That would make her like bring her down a notch.
Right, exactly. When we're talking about this mommy brand that she's pursuing, and I love that you said trying to appear more likable, wholesome. She gave People Magazine an exclusive interview today.
Okay.
Meghan Markle reveals 4 back-to-school tips inspired by
Mm.
Archie and Lili. Again, like you want this private life for your kids, and their the other moms at your school are reading about them in People Magazine today. So here are some of her tips, and I'd love
I'm
your
dying to know because I need to take notes for my parenting.
I know. Never underestimate the value of a handwritten note. Scribble something for your little one and tuck it into their lunchbox. I mean, can these kids
Hmm.
read? Can these kids freaking read? One is
How
4,
old are they?
like 4. Like it's put it in their notebox or put it in their lunchbox. A joke, a little of
Uh,
your own version of Mad Libs. Jesus. Or just a sentence telling your child what your favorite thing about them is or how much you love them. Who doesn't appreciate being thought of? And that validation from a parent when they're going back into school may be just the boost your child needs, whether it's pre K or a teen. When I was a teenager, there's no way in hell my mom was going to tell me how much she loved me. Let me tell you that.
what? Yeah, what? And I'm sorry, like I have nothing against the act of showing your kids that you love them and letting them know or whatever, but these kinds of pieces of advice make me want to throw up because it's all it is, it's unrealistic. Like if you it just shows that she has help in the morning
Oh, girl, we are going to
because
go all into that. We are going to get into that.
okay, do you want to go through the four and then we'll like attack or should we just talk about
Well,
it?
tell me what your reaction is to this because you're right. If you work a full-time job and you have multiple children and you have other responsibilities, what do you really have a time to sit down at the dinner or at the breakfast table every day and go, what little ism can I share with my children today? I mean, it does seem like a lot.
Look, I'm sure I have time. I'm not going to lie. Like I do have time to sit and write a note because I'm spending time, scrolling my phone a little bit and drinking my coffee and like, waking up in the morning and like having a little mom and me time, as a mother should give themselves a little bit in the morning before the chaos starts. I wake up before my kids on purpose so that I can like wake my ass up and, get up a little bit. Everyone can make time to write a handwritten note for their kids. But the truth is, it is not realistic. We have to do this parenting thing all year round. I spend many a days spending time like, comforting my kids, making sure they're fine. But I also like as your kids get older, they're not up and at them like at 5:30, like, mommy, can we watch TV? Can we? It's like shaking them out of bed. Get out of bed. You're going to miss the bus. And then, my 12-year-old's like, I don't want to go to school. And then my 10-year-old's like, oh, I don't want, get up, brush your teeth. And you think I'm in the mood to be like, sweet, sweet son,
Yeah.
may you have a lovely day. I'm like, brush your teeth. Like, it's not the same, And
Right.
it doesn't mean that I don't love them. It just is not realistic. Like, I'll send my kid, my older one has a phone. He gets on a bus. I'll send him a text when I drop him off. Love you. Have a good day. I'll tell him too on the drive. I tell them both, I love you. Have a good day. And I'll text them, love you. Have a good day. I'm not writing, like, what am I drawing also? Drawing a little flower? Am I cutting a sandwich with like cookie cutters?
Yeah.
Please.
Oh my.
Sorry. I get so upset about these like
I love
unrealistic things.
I will, yeah, because if you are okay, let's say you're a single mother and you
Uh-huh.
don't have this time in the morning and you are really struggling, an article like this might make you feel like you're not doing enough. I mean,
Of course.
that's tough.
And yeah, and a lot of people, even if you're not a single mother, maybe your husbands go to work early. Like maybe my husband's never really around in the morning because of his hours at work and stuff. So, and I have the puppies and the dogs, and then you have to feed the cats, and it's chaos in the morning. Our home mornings are not like, let's like steep some tea.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, no, no. Backpack surprise. Nestle a sweet something, not suggesting candy, into their backpack on their first Friday back to school. The first week can have a lot of big feelings and a little nod to them. Let's
I have a lot of big feelings. Who's nestling in my backpack?
exactly. Can let them know that you see them as so special. Try a tiny pack of stickers, a funny photo of your family, or an unexpected surprise, like something you used to find in a Cracker Jack box. It doesn't have to cost much at all, just a little trinket to celebrate the first week, tucked in as a surprise. Love is in the details. Do you think Meghan Markle just walks around Home Goods and see something on a on a piece of wood that's supposed to go in a
This would
bathroom?
be so cute. This would be
Writes it
so
down
cute for Oliver on his first day. I'm gonna
for
put
that.
this little hand in his backpack. You know what? This scrunchie would be so sweet.
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw this into his backpack. Like that's what I would do. I would find random like trash around
something
my living room.
horrific. I mean, again, it's a nice concept,
It's a
but it
gesture.
it's
Yes.
said this is such silly PR. I mean, it just is. It's such silly, and you're so right. Like, because I was like, is she trying to promote her jam? But no, she's trying to change her public
Throw
image.
your throw jam in there.
Oh
Throw
no,
some
she does.
jam.
She does say that. Hold on. Lunch boxes. If your kids are like mine, they love breakfast for dinner, just as I did when I was young. Swap out a sandwich for waffles or pancakes. You can use the frozen ones because you're lazy. Is basically what use the frozen ones, you lazy POS. A mini packet or scoop of jam, some bacon, and hard boiled eggs with salt. You can have fun with this and decorate the lunch boxes in unique ways every day. But if there's no time, just the novelty of breakfast for lunch can sometimes be a welcome win. And when in doubt, a few flour sprinkles, she doesn't say the F word, are fun too.
We're
Poor
back to
Archie,
the flower sprinkles.
poor Archie is going to get his ass kicked by a Kardashian Jenner grandchild if he rolls up to school with flour sprinkles in his lunchbox.
Flour sprinkles and a hard boiled smelly egg.
Like what? What I mean, well, we knew she got her jam plug in, so you're
For sure. And it's going to say with love, Megan.
with love your mom. With the love
With love, your mom.
okay, so
Oh,
this one's wait, did you have a longer reaction to that or was you
no, just a big eye roll.
no, that was good. I felt it. I felt it in my core. Rose and Thorn, it's a classic, but sometimes we forget about this easy prompt. Taking the time at the end of the day to connect as a family and talk about your Rose and Thorn at dinner can be a wonderful way. This is so therapy. A wonderful way to bring everyone closer. You can even do this in the car ride after school. So your rose is a highlight of your day, and your thorn is something that maybe didn't feel so good or hurt a little bit. Sharing both is a great opportunity to talk about your days together. It's also better than one word answers you can get if you say, "How was your day?" Though, truth be told, our children have now started saying, "My day was just a blast." And that makes us smile to no end. Um, this
Hmm.
girl has had plenty of professional help. If this is a suggestion she's giving in People magazine.
Rose and Thorn. I will say, it's it's something like it's actually really interesting because I think that's only been something that my kids have ever done in like a therapy type of situation. It's so true. We've definitely talked about like if we've been ever at like family dinner when my kids were really young and it's like conversation starters, like when they're like 6, But it's just I can't wait for these kids to get through their like to be 12 and 14.
They're going to
Like
write the nastiest book about their mom when
I
they're like
cannot
23
wait.
or 25.
Like if I die, come to my gravesite. Promise me, Kinsey, promise me you'll come to my gravesite and read it to me out loud.
Oh, I would. I would do it.
Like I need to know what Lilibet says about. Is that her name, Lilibet?
A little
Of
bit, yeah.
course it is. Oh,
Yes.
okay, whatever it is. I need to know what she says about mommy and the
Yes,
flower
for sure.
sprinkles.
And flower
Promise me.
sprinkles and wire hangers. Absolutely. I will be doing that. Okay,
With love, mommy dearest.
exactly. So the reason I wanted to, the reason I told you to hold up was because I have the nanny ad. A source of mine sent me this ad and said that Harry and Meghan were hiring a new nanny. And so I wanted to read you some of the requirements because then you're like, oh, now I get it. Now I get why
Okay.
time to email your children every night before you go to bed. So in 20 years, they can read your emails. This is a live in or live out position. If living in, accommodations include a private bedroom, bathroom, sitting room, staff kitchen, and separate entrance within the home's staff wing.
Wow.
Staff wing. The role requires flexibility in domestic and international travel, including family holidays throughout the year. If you prefer to relocate to the Santa Barbara area, it's important to the family that you are within 20 minutes of the property. The nanny will assist with morning and evening routines, school drop offs and pickups. Remember, Meghan said she liked doing that on Jamie Kern Lima. So,
Sure.
actually, the nanny's job. Um, at the children's laundry and tidying up their spaces, coordinating play dates and after school activities, managing the children's calendar, and supporting with bath time and bedtime as needed. The
Mm.
family is looking for someone who is warm, professional, intuitive, and experienced, a team player who can collaborate easily with others in the home and navigate the needs of the family with confidence and care. The right candidate will have a genuine passion for childcare, a nurturing disposition, and the ability to balance creative, structured engagement with emotional support. Comfort around dogs is a must, as the family has two. A second language, especially French or Spanish, would be a welcome bonus. By the way, Meghan says she speaks both of those languages. The
Oh.
family prefers a nanny who is an active participant in learning and development, someone who encourages imaginative play, outdoor exploration, and screen free experiences. A strong swimmer is also important, as well as someone who can patiently help guide the children through new milestones such as swimming, biking, reading, and writing. So it's like, girlfriend, what do you do? Like,
She's looking for a new mom. I mean, seriously, that is a mother and a father. I mean, she's truly looking for Mary Poppins.
yeah,
That is if look, if I had all the money in the world and I found someone like that, I would be in heaven with young kids because that sounds like a perfect person. The only people that need that are, and I mean, Megan technically does work. I don't know what she does every day because the show is already shot and done. So, what does Megan do? Like, what do you think she does on a day to day, work
Mm,
wise?
well, you know what? She also just shut down her My Shop account, which because I would say she's an influencer, but she just
Yeah.
shut her Shop My page, so she just shut that down. I mean, occasionally new products pop up on her website, but her website is not updated enough to say that it's like a sustainable business venture yet. She's taking a break from her podcast. The Christmas special is already shot. There's no guarantee for a season three. So I would honestly tell you, I don't know.
So, like, maybe random meetings,
Yeah.
lunches.
Yeah.
Maybe she's in the works on something new. Like, we don't know. We don't
We
know.
know that she owes Netflix Meet Me at the Lake.
Okay.
So maybe she's trying to develop that. But yeah, I do think that there are real questions around what her day looks like. I
Yeah,
mean,
she doesn't have a 9 to 5, and neither does Harry.
yeah.
They both are kind of around, but also probably pulled in different directions throughout the week. In different meetings, probably lots of random boards and or charity work, random things like that. Very high
Yeah.
society type people. So I understand that they would need help around the house. Like, I don't judge that whatsoever. I think if you have the finances to be able to do that, I would love when my kids were younger to have full time help. I never was able to afford it, but I definitely had part time help because I work and
Mhm.
I needed for sure someone to help me at least maybe pick up the kids from preschool when I was, when I was a casting director, I wasn't able to be home. I couldn't pick them up and, help me with bath, like stuff like that sometimes. So I don't judge that whatsoever. But it is interesting that she wants someone for morning and evening. Like, I never had someone that helped me for
50
morning.
hours. 50 hours is the amount of time it says that you might be spending at the home every week. 50
Okay. And
hours.
that is assuming it's 5 days a week. So that's 10 hours a day. I mean, this is assuming. So it's long days, right? And then during the day, the kids are at school. So while the kids are at school, she still needs someone there. It's not just for the kids. It's like while the kids are gone, you're helping with the kids' laundry, you're cleaning, you're doing all that. And I'm assuming they definitely have house cleaners as well because this person's not doing, floors and
Yeah.
vacuuming. So obviously, it's also all the other things. It's interesting. I would imagine they already have someone in that position and they're just getting a replacement too, because there's
Yes,
no way she's doing
they
all this now.
so this person has been in the position for 5 years and just had a baby, and she's trying to transition to a house manager role. But there are always more than one nanny there. There's always
There
more.
has to be.
Yeah. I guess I don't judge her for having a nanny either. I think what I'm completely judging her about is trying to brand herself as mommy of the year, talking to People magazine about all the ways that she goes the extra mile. And when you see what the expectations are of the people that are helping her with childcare, you start to go, well, of course you have time to go dig through Cracker Jack boxes to get little treats for your kids.
So I have a friend, this is kind of like internal gossip, but I have a friend that's in that region, in that area. Not exactly. She lives a little closer to Santa Barbara, but it's very, very like close. And, all the kids in that age range, they're all in the same, probably at the same summer soccer school.
Yeah.
They're probably in the same soccer class. Actually, I think they are. I'm not joking because I think she said that we go to the same soccer.
Yeah.
And she said that he is much more involved
Oh yeah.
as a parent than she is. She's very standoffish at parent events, like any sort of activity. She's very standoffish. He is much more of the active parent, much more friendly, much more like approachable.
I'll go. Yeah, I've heard that too. And so what my source told me was that she's she said that she felt working for Meghan was dehumanizing, and
Whew.
that Meghan would not, would not misbehave around Harry, because if she was critical or ugly to the staff around Harry, he swooped in to defend them. So it got to a point where Meghan would ensure that anything she said that was critical or that made the staff feel small, she would make sure she didn't say it in front of Harry because Harry would defend the staff. And I have heard that he's just more outgoing and
It's
sweet.
so interesting. It's
And
usually like I feel, I mean, I guess you hear it in both sides, like, but in my mind, I always think that in these cases, people are more scared of the male of the house, like the man of the home, and the
with the
woman is
power,
usually kind.
with the power too, like everything revolves around this man's success. I think we talked about that when we were talking about Chrissy Teigen and Meghan Markle, two
Yeah.
women that married into their success. I mean, Chrissy probably had a little bit more success than Meghan, but the men in their lives
But
elevated them.
yeah, John was much more of the star of the two
Right.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah. That,
But it now that I think about it, like I have read a few different thrillers and stuff where the mom of the home is like cruel to the help, right? And the man is the kind one. And I guess it just depends on the story and the home, but like it doesn't the the bullying and of the staff. I mean, that's the rumor that kind of has followed her for years.
right. No, and I will say, just to be fair, just to be a real journalist, that Meghan says that it's that those rumors are not true, but
Sure.
my sources say otherwise.
That's why I said rumors.
Yeah, yeah. No, you were good. You were real good. Wait, are you hearing anything else about Prince Harry? Did they say that he seemed happy?
It's just like he's just much more of an active parent than she was. I didn't ask, but now I'm going to ask her, like, because I haven't asked her for a while. This was probably 6 or 7 months ago. I'm going to ask more, but he's not on social media in any way, is he? He's
No,
totally unactive. Because I was thinking when you were mentioning Blake and Ryan earlier and how Ryan has not shared anything about Blake. Do you think if Harry was on social media, do you think Harry would be like super supportive of Meghan and posting all about her projects all the time? Or do you think he would be like MIA also?
I'm laughing at you because I'm imagining Meghan sitting next to Harry on his phone, you know, airdropping the perfect Photoshop picture
Dictating.
to his phone, uploading it herself. Because remember, she wished herself a happy birthday on As Ever this year.
What?
On her As Ever Instagram, she wished herself a happy birthday. And like we dissected it. And first of all, you don't do anything without this woman's permission or you're fired instantly.
I
She
missed that.
and so yeah, it would be Meghan on Harry's phone going, "My girl did this, my girl did that for sure." But I think he is supportive of her. I mean, he gave her her dreams. There's the video of her. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but she's driving around LA and she's talking about how she was just auditioning for a Shakira music video. Think about how much rejection she dealt with in this town. You know, he gave her everything she's ever wanted. She was pitching doing cooking shows and lifestyle shows in London before she met him. And
Wow.
now she has those shows. It's him that, you know, kind of is lost and without purpose. Thank God for his kids, because I do think they give him purpose. But
Mm,
you've been so generous with your time. I'm going to ask you one more question, if you don't mind.
let's go.
I hate the headlines that pit Catherine and Meghan against each other, but with Meghan leaning into the children's space. And you are right. It's to rebrand herself. It's to change public perception. It does make me wonder if the palace will be frustrated because Catherine has really made early childhood development her signature cause. You know how when you're in the royal family, like it hasn't always worked this way, but with William and Catherine, instead of being patrons to 700 different charities, they really fixate on causes that are meaningful to them. With William, it's the environment and homelessness, and with Catherine, and they do a lot of mental health, but with Catherine, it's this early development. She set up the Royal Foundation Center for Early Childhood in 2021 to put research and awareness front and center. She did this thing called Five Big Questions, which was a survey that went out. 500,000 people responded, and they used that information to develop some research around the early years. She launched this thing called Shaping Us in 2023. She's described that as her life's work to highlight just how important those first 5 years are in shaping who we become as adults. Just, you know, and I mean, to the point where I'm like sending my brothers some of the research she does to be like, well, make sure it's no screen time. Make sure, you know, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has done all this research. And so yeah, she's got IKEA and Lego involved. And, I think that it's really exciting that this has become kind of where she wants to put that energy. I think it's really meaningful. Will the palace look at this Mom of the Year brand and go, is she trying to disrupt or take away from what Catherine has done? Or do you think that people recognize that Meghan is so commercial that it really doesn't compete with what the royals do when the royals are trying to elevate causes, and it's almost a little selfless what they're doing?
I mean, I think that, you know, I don't know. I think it's a very separate. I kind of like don't align them at all together. I think it's a very, I don't think anyone would look at both of them and put them on the same path in any way. Do you agree? It
I
seems to me
do.
like even just you talking about it, and obviously it's very clear where you stand in terms of your feelings, right? I don't think anyone would look at you and be like, you put Catherine and Meghan on the same level. Obviously you don't. But it's clear Princess Catherine has put in so much energy, so much effort, so much research, so much time, so much of everything towards this. And Meghan slapped the back of her kids' heads on a picture and was like, kids, like, I'm going to talk about children and being a mom. And now she's probably going to write a kids book.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I think, the next path is it's like releasing some kids' clothing and writing a kids book. I mean, I'm not joking, or like a kids animated series. Like that's probably what's next for her. Something in the kids department of entertainment. Um, it's totally different. One of them is about bettering the future for children, and the other one seems much more of like an entertainment, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think one is philanthropic. The other
Yeah.
one is just for cha-ching.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right. Now, Megan pitched Pearl about a young girl that meets all these super incredible feminists, and
Mm.
she's inspired by them. But Netflix canceled it before it went into production. But Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has recently developed a bunch of cute cartoons to help educate,
Oh,
to help people in education, to help guide them with the early years project and the research they found. So you're right. It is totally different, but they're still executing. Um, there are still similarities in what they're executing, but the end result is what is so different. There's somebody that's doing it for the paycheck and somebody that's doing it because they call it their life's work.
it's you can do the same exact thing. Two people can release a makeup line or a hair line or a clothing line or a line for animals. It doesn't matter. It's about intention. It's about what got you there, your purpose. Uh, I don't think Catherine is in it for the money. I don't think Princess Catherine is in it for the fame. I don't think
Yeah.
she needs any of that. I think Princess Catherine is in it truly because she has a philanthropic, passion. And Meghan may also, like Meghan actually may have a philanthropic energy in her, but somehow it does feel very overshadowed by like a desperation for being relevant
Mm,
and feeling like she cannot be forgotten. Because when you start out as an actor, and I say this as someone that came from this business, and I truly mean this. I don't mean this to attack Meghan in any way. I mean this as a casting director who has worked with so close with so many people as actors. If your goal in life is to be on screen as an actor, it's very hard to lose the want and the need and the desire to be the star and to be front and center and to be talked about. And even like a reality star would feel the same way. It's hard and even if it's negative gossip, it's just hard to lose being the focus of the attention. And I don't know how happy they would really be if people stop talking about them like they say they want people to stop talking about them. They say they want the privacy. They don't want the privacy.
well,
It's
it's Ryan and Blake. They don't want people to
exactly.
stop talking about them. They want negative people that are talking negatively to stop talking about them. If they can't control it, that's when it becomes inconvenient to them.
Exactly. But even if people stopped negatively talking about them and then it just got quiet, they would freak the F out.
Yeah.
They would need to like do something, which is why part of people saying that maybe that's why Ryan didn't post about Blake for her birthday, because at least it gets people talking. Like there's something, it's like almost like an addiction that people need to be, they need, these kinds of stupid fluff pieces in People magazine. They need that press just because, oh my God, why are my Google alerts silent this week? Like that's not a good sign for someone that is used to being the star of a TV show.
You're so right because when I was prepping for our show, I struggled to find anything of value about, like, I was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to talk about? And then all of a sudden that article dropped, and within seconds I found it and I dropped it into our rundown. But I was concerned that we would have nothing to talk about it because no one's talking about her show anymore because the
Yeah.
show it wasn't a success.
It was
And
a one and done, and what it was like number 98 or something horrible.
it was, well, I think it was in the mid 30s for the United States, but still,
Oh,
I
okay.
when you want to be in the top 10, I think that you're on the struggle bus.
It didn't come up in my like homepage for Netflix at all.
They're not, yeah, like that's what I was saying. Because I have to watch it for work, you would think that they would be pushing season 2 on me, right? And they didn't at
It's
all.
not on your algorithm.
No,
Yeah.
I feel like Netflix is like, we've got My Life with the Walton Boys or whatever that is.
I get all the like the great documentaries, like the unknown number on the catfishing documentaries and
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Oh my
That's what
gosh.
I'm getting.
Oh my gosh. And then they just allow that woman to sit there and cry. And you're like, holy hell, you're the monster here.
Oh my God. I just talked about it on my show. I mean, that's the stuff that like, but it's the same kind of personality, by the way. It's like these people, some of these people just need the attention, just need to be talked about. I'm
Wait,
not saying Meghan is.
on your show, did you bring up the fact that, like, why didn't she get in trouble for, I should be careful how I say this
Well,
on
no, I didn't
YouTube?
talk about the spoilers because I'm giving people a couple days to
Ah,
watch it.
oh,
And
okay,
then I
cool.
said on Thursday I'll talk about it. But if you want to say it, I know what you mean by speaking sexually, basically,
Yeah, yeah.
to
Okay, I'll
minors.
watch on Thursday's episode then.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it. But it was for anyone watching this, watch The Unknown Caller on Netflix. It is a wild, twisty documentary.
It is. It's so good. And I'm glad that you're on top of it because I will be watching Thursday. What I will be watching is Daily Dose of Donna. Oh my, I'm so
Aw.
glad you have to come back regularly. Can I just ask you to do
Anytime.
that? Okay, cool.
And same with you. People loved you on my show too.
Well, I
And we'll
can't.
talk about everything.
Oh yeah, that's what I do enjoy about your show. We don't just talk Harry and Meghan. We talk about a lot of different topics. So it is fun
All
to
the
do. It's
things.
fun to it's fun to escape my Sussex hell. So thank you for giving me that opportunity. Agree with us, disagree with us, let us know in the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Thanks so much for watching.